Viewers, Leader of the Opposition, lead campaigner and scion Rahul Gandhi has been facing criticism even from unexpected quarters. Those you would expect to agree with him have called out his obsession with people's caste or the lack of caste diversity in institutions and organizations of all stripes, manners, shapes and sizes. These people, some of whom belong to the Congress ecosystem, have gone to the extent of saying that the observations he's making are not just frivolous or trite, but could also sow the seeds of long-term social tension. They aren't wrong. Viewers, critics from the BJP ecosystem will have a vested interest. But when critics emerge from the Congress's own ecosystem, then viewers, it adds more ballast to the pointedness of the charge. Now, what is this criticism sourced from? Rahul Gandhi has talked about caste discrepancies between officers and jawans in the army, between judges of the Supreme Court, between officers and rail track minders in the railways, critical services that depend on seamless cohesion to function, to defend our borders, deliver us justice and transport us safely from one place to another. When the Ram temple was inaugurated in Ayodhya, he said that he was disappointed not to see more Dalits, Adivasis and OBC people in attendance. He hasn't even spared beauty pageants. Rahul Gandhi has lamented that contests in India also privilege upper caste aesthetics. Whatever that is supposed to mean, God alone knows, viewers. Honestly, he's left the British, the masters at divide and rule, far behind. And I'm not just saying this, viewers. Even some people, as I told you, from the Congress ecosystem are saying this. Rahul Gandhi's caste raga, excuse the pun, will be music to those who secretly plot to see the seeds of division in India, both at home and abroad. Now, most worryingly, he's begun singing a new tune, questioning what it means to be an Indian. Campaigning in India's most sensitive state, Jammu and Kashmir, Rahul Gandhi has begun making distinctions between domiciles and the illusory outsider. Rahul Gandhi claims that the LG, the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Sinha, under central rule after Article 370 and 35A have been abrogated, is diverting resources meant for locals to outsiders, quote, outsiders, unquote, as if Kashmiris are a race separate from those living in other Indian states. This is a very dangerous game, viewers. It's a very dangerous game, and it should not be rewarded. But we've seen in the 2024 general elections, viewers, that his dangerous attempt to fragment Indian society was rewarded. The Congress party doubled its numbers. One just hopes that Kashmir now doesn't follow suit. Kashmir has already seen a pogrom against Hindus. It has even been burnt in the fire of separatism. Not one in their right minds would want to fan those fault lines again, or fault lines that suggest that Kashmiris are separate from Indians, that they are not at all Indians, that Indians are outsiders. Yes, viewers, no one in their right minds would want to sow those seeds once again in Kashmiri minds, especially those who are committed to a united India. Yet Rahul Gandhi is doing just what the doctor has not ordered, friends, has not ordered. Listen in.
सिर्फ स्टेट नहीं छीना गया, आपके अधिकार, आपका धन, सारा का सारा आपसे छीना जा रहा है। और जो आपका धन है आपसे छीना जा रहा है, बाहर के लोगों को दिया जा रहा है, चाहे वो आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हो, सारा का सारा फायदा बाहर के लोगों को मिल रहा है और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों से छीना जा रहा है।
Viewers, let's play this soundbite again. He talks about bahar ke log. Let's play this again. He talks about, viewers, the state, that is the land, the rights, the money, everything being snatched from Kashmiris and given to outsiders, bahar ke logon ko. Let's listen once again, viewers.
आपका सिर्फ स्टेट नहीं छीना गया, आपके अधिकार, आपका धन, सारा का सारा आपसे छीना जा रहा है। और जो आपका धन है आपसे छीना जा रहा है, बाहर के लोगों को दिया जा रहा है, चाहे वो आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हो, सारा का सारा फायदा बाहर के लोगों को मिल रहा है और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों से छीना जा रहा है।
Contracts also, viewers, he talks about. Business, that is. Now let's see who these outsiders are that Rahul Gandhi says are getting benefits at the cost of the so-called indigenous after the abrogation of Article 370 and Article 350A, 335A rather, viewers, in Naya Jammu and Kashmir. Let's have a look at this outsider list, or who Rahul Gandhi deems are outsiders. Let me walk you through his conception of who, viewers, are outsiders. Scheduled castes and scheduled tribes from across India who had settled in Jammu and Kashmir but were till now legally second-grade citizens. Do you know, viewers, that Valmikis were not allowed to take jobs above the grade of sweepers because of Article 370 and 35A, viewers? Do you know this? And after that, viewers, dignity has been bestowed on SCs and STs who have at least got reservations now. The same reservations that Rahul wants for SCs and STs across the country. But he wants, viewers, for Kashmiris to resent reservations. It's bizarre. In Kashmir he says one thing, in Kanyakumari he says something quite different. The other people he thinks are outsiders, are minorities, Hindus and Sikhs, who have become eligible for reservations and are now equal stakeholders after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, viewers. Terrorized Pakistani Hindu refugees that didn't enjoy domicile rights till now, till after the abrogation of Article 370. Do these people not have a right? Are they not humans? They might be Hindus. Maybe for Rahul Gandhi they're not humans. But viewers, they're Indians. Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out of the state subjects and will now no longer lose their property rights or citizenship. Are these outsiders? Does he not want Kashmiri women who married outside of the state, Indians in other parts of the country, domicile of other states, to return and claim what should have rightfully been theirs all along? Are they outsiders for him? Are Kashmiri Hindus outsiders for him who were victims of genocide, who will now be able to secure jobs and their dignity? Last but not least, Rahul Gandhi thinks outsiders are Indians from Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Tripura, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, all 28 states. Does he think that they are outsiders? That they have no right to settle in Kashmir? That they must go and spend money in Kashmir on holidays? But beyond that, they have no right over the soil of Kashmir. Are all these people who live in these 28 states outsiders for Rahul Gandhi? And when he goes to seek their vote, for example, in the next few weeks to Haryana and Maharashtra, where he is today, is he going to seek the vote of outsiders? Viewers, it's bizarre, but it's also dangerous. There are union territories in this country, viewers. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, are they outsiders for Rahul Gandhi? Chandigarh, are the people of Chandigarh outsiders? Dadra, Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, are they all outsiders? Lakshadweep. People of Delhi, Puducherry, Ladakh, these 7 union territories, all outsiders. Interestingly, viewers, in 2012, he's talking about contracts have been given. In 2012, Rahul Gandhi organized an investment summit. Where? In Srinagar. And he invited Ratan Tata to invest in Jammu and Kashmir. Ratan Tata thanked Rahul Gandhi for giving Tata Group an opportunity to invest in Kashmir. By bringing in outsider Ratan Tata, was Rahul Gandhi stealing jobs of Kashmiris, the resources of Kashmiris? Was he guilty of giving contracts to Ratan Tata, an outsider? Viewers, it's absurd. But this is who, viewers, a large number of you are voting for. Does it make sense to open this Pandora's box of social division? I want to ask you, and I want you to think about this, and I'm going to pose some questions, and you will listen to a number of people who will even defend this, viewers, tonight. They'll try to gloss it over. No, you're not quite understanding this, that, the other. There is going to be an attempt to try and change the demographics of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. These people were silent, viewers, when the demographics were changed in 1990, when Hindus were kicked out of the valley. Let's open this up. Kamru Chaudhary, political analyst, pro-Congress sympathizer, is here with us. Sushil Pandit, a Kashmiri activist, a Kashmiri Hindu, who knows what it is like to be a de facto or deemed de facto outsider and kicked out of the valley. We're hoping to have Irfan Hafiz Loan, a Congress candidate, but he may not join, viewers. Some of them don't, as you know. Karan Verma is here, author. After having heard my intro, I don't think Mr. Loan is going to join me. But nonetheless, let's see. He might come. He might find the gumption. Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, what's going on? Who are these outsiders? Who are these outsiders who are cheating the people of Kashmir, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, who are getting the benefits of Kashmiris? You don't want the benefit of living in Kashmir, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, earning a living there, enjoying the beautiful precincts, the opportunities to build business, create jobs. Do you think Ratan Tata should not go there and invest? Tell me, Kamru Chaudhary.
Yeah, Rahul, first and foremost, good evening to you and to your viewers. Point here is that whether Rahul Gandhi had meant as an outsider, who are all those outsiders? It doesn't mean that people who will try to go and settle in Kashmir, snatch away the resources of the Kashmiri people, make
Kamru
the
Chaudhary,
Kashmiris
who are
a
these
second
outsiders?
class. I'm coming to that. Have some patience. You gave a 10 minutes intro. Let me just come to my point. Because you will agitate, you will say that it's a Pandora's box that Rahul Gandhi is trying to open in Kashmir. The same goes with Assam also. What's happening in Assam? 370 has been withdrawn from Jammu and Kashmir and it has been introduced in Assam. So it's another matter because nobody can fight an election in Assam now since yesterday because it seems only Assamis who are there as an Assam to fight the elections in Assam. I hope your news media team had caught out that news also or not. Because that's another part of the bigotry that Hemanta Biswa settles out here.
So you're saying that two wrongs make a right? Is that what you're saying?
Never.
So what are you saying?
The first right of resources of the state belongs to the people of that state. Am I right or wrong in that? First question.
Mr. Chaudhary,
secondly,
I'm asking you, hang on 1 second. By that logic, do Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out-of-state subjects and lost their property rights and citizenship rights Now that they've got them back after Article 370, the abrogation.
No.
Are they not entitled to? No, hang on. Are they not entitled to their rights? What kind of logic is this?
No, you tell me in the river Jhelum in Srinagar, 10 mining
Mr. Chaudhary, you said the first right of a state must accrue to those people who are domiciled in that state. So I'm asking you, sir, by wanting to go back to a situation, I'm asking you.
How do I explain to you?
I'm asking you.
How do I explain to you?
No, I'm asking you, please. No, you haven't understood my question clearly because you're not answering it clearly.
The viewers are also
my
not
fault.
Understanding.
So let me ask you, should minorities, Hindus and Sikhs who have become eligible for reservation and are now equal stakeholders, are they snatching the rights of the so-called imagined indigenous? I'm asking you this question.
So will I reply? Can I reply now? I'm asking a very pertinent question. In the river Jhelum in Srinagar, 10 mining blocks have been allocated to outsiders who are not even domicile of the state.
Excuse me, outsider. No, hang on, outsider.
Yes.
Outsider.
Yes.
Sir, can I ask you,
who are not
how many oil
domiciles of the
blocks?
state?
No, how many oil blocks?
They are not even
how many oil blocks in Assam? How many coal blocks in Assam? Hang on. One second. No, 1 second. Now don't jump around. No,
only one.
Listen, don't speak over me. I'm asking you a follow-up question. You have a problem with oil blocks?
Why?
1 second. You have a problem with the blocks around Jhelum? I'm asking you.
Not only
in
that.
Assam, in Assam, you have no companies from any other part of the country manufacturing anything, taking out oil or mining coal or minerals? Yes or no?
That's an irrelevant question.
Irrelevant question.
I can't understand how are you comparing those two.
Okay, so Assam and Kashmir are not the same.
I said Kashmir, now any Kashmiri can buy a land out there.
Yeah, but Rahul Gandhi doesn't want that. Rahul Gandhi says that Karan Verma is an outsider.
Buy a piece of land in Assam
Abid Wani is joining us, National Conference leader.
Rupees.
Rahul, Mr.
Chaudhary. Buy a piece of land in Assam and
Mr. Chaudhary, I'm asking you a specific and silently.
Don't try to get into this whataboutery about
Whataboutery? I'm asking you, simple question, answer this to me.
Kashmir is
are Kashmiri Hindus who are victims of genocide?
1
second. Are Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out of the state and lost their state subject citizenship and also their property rights, can they not come back and reclaim them? And if they are coming back and reclaiming them now that they can, are they outsiders, sir? That should be resented, yes or no?
No, in Baramulla, who got the
I'm asking you this question. Can you answer me this question, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary?
Come on, I am asking you a simple question.
I'm asking you a simple question. Are you here to ask questions or are you not going to answer any questions?
Who got the lithium lithium mines?
1 second.
Who got the lithium mines?
Viewers, let me tell you.
Basically,
Rahul Gandhi in different states of this country invites Adani and Ambani and many other businessmen and the Tatas. In Rajasthan, they did it. They got in Mr. Adani. His India Alliance partners call Mr. Adani, call Mr. Ambani, call Mr. Tata, everybody to invest in Bengal. They are not outsiders. Rahul Gandhi himself, as I told you in 2012, asked Ratan Tata to please set up industry in Kashmir. They were not outsiders at that time. I mean, this is palpably absurd. I want to bring in Mr. Pandit. Mr. Pandit, how do you respond to Kamru Chaudhary? He says, you see, these laws exist in isolation in this place, that place, this place, that place. So that means it must be right.
Rahul, you described it as absurd, and I would not be surprised because absurd is par for the course for the leaders as well as the spokesperson of the Congress. The problem is, it is dangerous. It is downright poisonous for the health of India, our national integrity, our social cohesion. If it were just absurd, one could ignore it. Imagine there are 900 plus districts in this country. Not one district you can name that hasn't lost a son in Kashmir defending India, defending Kashmir there against jihad. Entire country has sent its children, its sons, its brothers to defend Kashmir. All of them have been lumped together as outsiders with no claim on Kashmir. This is the mindset of Article 370 that divided citizens between rest of India and Kashmir. through a legal stratagem. And today, having taken it out 5 years ago out of the equation, you have people promising to restore it back. This is what is much more than absurd. It is dangerous. There is an entire country contributing to the economy of Jammu and Kashmir. It's tourism, the livelihood. Aren't they outsiders contributing to this economy when millions upon millions visit Kashmir over and over again? When you make money out of them, they are not outsiders. And imagine who is it coming from. This is a man who carried a facade of Bharat Jodo Yatra just some months back. Now you know what a hypocrisy was that. This is a man who contested from Wayanad. Was he an outsider there? Wasn't he? His mother contested from Bellary. Wasn't she an outsider there? And not just Bellary, in this country, coming from Italy. What is she? His grandmother contested from Chikmagalur and Medak. They have made a habit of being outsiders wherever they go. And they point others as outsiders.
And Dr. Manmohan Singh.
This is not mere hypocrisy.
Do you remember Dr. Manmohan Singh?
Can you imagine?
Do you remember Dr. Manmohan Singh in the precious Assam that Kamru Zaman Chaudhary talks about the whole day?
Yes.
How did he start? How did he have roots from there suddenly? Where did he sprout those roots from? Outsider number one. Dr. Chaudhary, tell me. Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Rahul, I can't understand what is
No, I'm asking you. Answer this question. Dr. Manmohan Singh, was he not somebody who? No. Was he not someone who used Assam as a doormat? Yes or no?
You have used Jammu and Kashmir as your own.
Okay, let me not waste my time with Mr. Chaudhary because he's clearly not interested in answering the question. He only wants to duck and evade. So let me bring in the leader of the National Conference and also have Karan Verma with us. Mr. Vani, I want to ask you, your party in alliance with the Congress wants to bring back and restore Article 370. Now, sir, I want to ask you, do you want to once again deny Jammu and Kashmir women, minorities, that is Hindus and Sikhs, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes of reservations and equal stakeholdership? Simple question.
Well, Rahul, while I answer this question, I need to get my facts right because while I'm debating with Rahul Shivshankar on a national television, I need to have my facts right. So first and foremost, there's nothing like that. We had any disparity with women or the STs and SCs. There has never been such a case. You know, even before abrogation.
Sir, have you heard of my grandmother? I don't think you heard of my grandmother.
Rahul,
no, one second.
Rahul,
she married out of state.
You
she lost everything.
Me. While Mr. Pandit was
So I'm telling you about a lived experience. Abid Wani Saab, she married out of the state. In fact, there were two sisters. One married an ICS officer, my grandfather. Another married a politician who went on to become the chief minister of Odisha. They both lost their property rights. Now you tell me, sir, what am I supposed to make of this?
Well, Rahul, when you point out specification and generalize it, it is a definition.
Generalize it?
So, that's what you are trying to do.
Okay,
let's have a fair debate. Fair
debate? I'm giving you a fair example.
Yeah.
Lived
No, I'm giving you a fair example.
मैं किसी और की बात नहीं कर रहा सर, मैं अपने घर की बात कर रहा हूँ.
I completely understand where it's coming from, but let's have a fair discourse here. When you are saying that there was disparity before Article 370 was abrogated, I think you need to check your facts because in the state assembly we had the women representation, we had the women reservation in place. The only difference was the governor would act on the advice of the Council of Ministers, and that too if they have inadequate representation of women. So I think bringing in
so
this
did you have a minorities?
Did
you have a minorities affair commission there?
Sir, we had a women's state human rights commission. We had the minority commission in place. We even had a ran a minority cell in our own party.
How can you allow that?
We even have a minority cell in our own party.
Your own party, yes. Your own party, maybe. Let me bring in Mr. Pandit on that. Let's have a fact versus fact question.
Yes. Why not?
I mean, my lived experience has been thrown out of the window. So, Mr. Pandit and Karan Verma. Yes.
370. This brings in such facts.
We went to Supreme Court saying that the constitution of the state of Jammu and Kashmir doesn't have the word minority mentioned even once. Forget giving rights, privileges, protections to the minorities in the state. And we were told, please request the state government to institute a minorities commission to look after this. Government after government dragged its feet. There was no minority commission in the state of Jammu and Kashmir ever. Don't lie.
Okay.
Don't lie on national television. There was no minority commission ever in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Karan Verma.
On the contrary, the majority community in the state of Jammu and Kashmir enjoyed the minority rights referring to the Constitution of India.
That's right. And that is in fact, unfortunately, the case in every state, even where Hindus are 1% of the population. Look at the Northeast viewers. Hindus, even in those states, do not get minority
was that the
status.
cause? Was that the cause why 370 was removed?
Make a point, Rahul.
It was moved, sir, so that the constitution of our country could apply in all its beauty, in all its inclusivity to that particular region, which is ours, which is India's.
Well, Article 370 was very
which
much
is all of
related,
ours. One second, sir. Let me just quickly bring it. Okay, I'll bring you in. No problems. Mr. Verma, yes, you want to make a point?
Yeah. So, just so Mr. Abid Wani knows, I would want to jog his memory a little and want him to read about Radhika Gill, one of the decorated athletes of Jammu Kashmir from the Valmiki community, who because of Article 370, just so you know, could not compete, could not appear for civil services and was forced to work as a sweeper. She challenged this in the court, just so you know. And there was no prevention of SC/ST Act, the protection against the atrocities. Rahul Gandhi, who talks about Dalit rights, there was no protection of atrocities against SC/ST. There was no Consumer Protection Act. There was no right to education. None whatsoever, Mr. Abid. And your leader, Mr. Farooq Abdullah, he very well knew about this. And he said, कयामत तक हम लड़ते रहेंगे अगर आर्टिकल 370 को हटा दिया, कोई छू नहीं सकता. Well, guess what? It was removed lock, stock and barrel, and it's never coming back. You can do whatever you want to. There will never be two constitutions. There will never be two flags in this great country, and the Dalits will get their rights. In fact, Rahul, often your namesake is called a Bal Buddhi or other adjectives. I must tell you that, often when we use these words, it evokes a sentiment that this person is naive. This person is certainly not naive. He has some very seriously evil intentions at his heart. And time and again he said, India is not a nation, but a union of states. Very mischievously is often said that in Karnataka, he passed the bill for a job for locals, then they removed it. So, every single time he's resorted to dog whistle politics of the lowest order, whether it's North versus South, whether it's Dalit versus Brahmins, whether it's Jammu Kashmir insider versus outsider. So here is a very dangerous man who's trying to play with the very fabric of unity and integrity of this nation. And that is what we need to understand here.
Okay, I don't know about evil, because let's not use those kind of adjectives, but certainly there is a divisive outlook in his politics. And I'm not saying it, viewers. Just look at some of the newspaper editorials, whether it's the Indian Express, even people who usually support the Congress's outlook, worldview from their ecosystem. They're public intellectuals who have come out and said that Rahul Gandhi is reducing this conversation to a triteness. Of course, Mr. Chaudhary will not accept, but Mr. Wani, I promised I'd come back to you. These are facts that we've pointed out. We're not lying, sir. Some people have had lived experiences, some people have moved court. So let's not obfuscate tonight, please. Why do you want to take Kashmir back to a separatist mindset? Simple question. And how can you do it even if you do win the election?
Well, Rahul, as you rightly said that, there's so much and so forth for this debate of post and pre-2019. Why do we want to get back? We just want to get back our constitutional rights that were guaranteed under Indian Constitution. We didn't get that from Pakistan. You have same provisions like 371 in many states, right? We don't object to that. Why, I know suddenly this national narrative is being created that somehow this is going to dissociate Jammu and Kashmir from the rest of the nation.
Okay.
This is lie. This is a lie. This is a big lie.
Okay.
We have been a part of India.
Just a minute.
And Rahul, I want to add, as far as the integrity and the sovereignty of the nation is concerned, National Conference and many of the mainstream leaders and the parties have been the victims of this turmoil. We have lost thousands of our workers.
That I agree. I'm not denying that, Mr. Vani. You have paid a price. I'm not denying it. But let me ask you fundamentally this. Fine, tomorrow you might form the government there. Can you actually deliver on 370? You can't.
It's not. It's not just what we deliver in the assembly.
It is, because you're promising something to the public.
No.
You can't deliver on 370. You cannot revoke the abrogation.
We definitely we don't have the power to revoke.
There you go, viewers.
But we need to voice.
You can hang on to an empty slogan or but I just want to tell you also, viewers. Okay, for you it is not. For a large number of people it is. I'll tell you why, viewers. Because through
you need to identify with the intent. The results are concomitant.
1 second. I just also want to say, viewers, that for all their love for Article 370, now let me tell you something very straight up. 53 presidential orders were passed to water it down. It had actually become quite the hollow shell. It had become quite the hollow shell. That's why, viewers, they want to go all the way back to pre-1953. That's why, viewers. Which then brings in that element of separatism. And that's where we need to be a little careful. Think about it, viewers. You're all going to have to cast your ballot in Kashmir if you're watching, and in Jammu. Think very clearly about what you want to do, who you are empowering to do what. I want to move on because, viewers, divisiveness has taken root in Indian politics to an extent that it has now become, if it wasn't laughable, it has now become an absolute expedient tool to divide, to undermine constitutional ethos, etc. The Karnataka government has put a hold on the state level Best Teacher, Best Principal Award, initially set to be given to the principal of Kundapur Government Pre-Graduation or PU College. Following the announcement of the award, some so-called quote progressive individuals unquote took to social media to criticize the decision, leading to a lot of backlash. In response, the state government decided to withhold the award. So first they decided to give it to a particular principal, and that principal, viewers, is on the left of your screens. The controversy that is created or that has been revived has its origin from an incident 2 years ago when Ramakrishna BG, that gentleman on the left of your screens in the blue shirt, the then principal denied entry to students wearing hijabs in compliance with a government order. At that time, viewers, the Karnataka government under the BJP passed an order saying that students with hijabs cannot be allowed into government institutions, especially PU colleges. This move led to widespread protests across Karnataka. You might remember them, particularly in Mangalore, Mandya and Udupi districts. Finally, viewers, the Supreme Court stepped in and a 2-judge bench delivered a split verdict, not ruling in anyone's favor. As usual, viewers, the Supreme Court sat on the fence on a very important issue. Because the issue, the heart of the issue, the roots of the issue rather, trace their origins to uniformity, uniform civil code, uniformity, a hard secularism, that religious symbols should not be worn in classrooms. Supreme Court couldn't take a call. But viewers, despite this, thought it okay to give this principal, Mr. BG, the award. But then, viewers, suddenly withheld it. The best principal, the best teacher award, after Muslim groups, the SDPI objected. Now, viewers, why did they object? Because they said that this principal did not allow hijab wearing students into that school, and those shots I showed you, those pictures I showed you. But when we checked who these quote progressive intellectuals unquote were, we found that they were mostly members from the minority community, from the Congress ecosystem, and also from the Muslim fringe. Let me take you through. Javeria Afreen, verified Twitter account, followed by quote, spirit of Congress and Tasneem Rahmani, unquote. Now, Tasneem Rahmani is not incidental, viewers. The person who's following Javeria Afreen belongs actually to the PFI SDPI ecosystem. And this particular person, Ms. Afreen or Javeria Afreen, said, why was Principal Ramakrishna BG selected for this award? This man has shown his radical face. He discriminated against the students based on their religion and doesn't deserve to be an educational institution. Selecting for the award and then withdrawing the decision is pathetic. Unquote. This is what Javeria Afreen has said, viewers. Forgetting that he was only executing orders of a state government. He's doing his job. But he was not getting the best principal award for being a gate man. He was getting it for what he's done for students. Then there's Muhammad Abdul Majid. He claims to be the secretary of the Indian Overseas Congress. Yes, that same Sam Petrodawala, viewers. The IOC of the Telangana chapter. He says the principal who shut gates at Karnataka Muslim girl students wearing hijab to school gets state award. Reward for Hindutva Sanghi for hate. Then there is Sayyid Aleem Ilahi, 15,000 followers, claims to be a journalist, followed by the International Council of Indian Muslims. He says Muslim students were expelled for wearing hijab and left standing in the sun for months by a communal principal. Now the Congress government plans to award him ? The Social Democratic Party of India, the SDPI, had slammed the state government also for announcing an award to Ramakrishna BG and ran a campaign against him, whipping up fervor amongst the Muslim community. Frontline Hindu organizations have condemned the move, accusing the Siddaramaiah government of indulging in appeasement. Is this accusation accurate? Is it malicious? Here are some hard facts that show that the Congress government in Karnataka does rely heavily on the Muslim community's approval. On 28th August 2024, pressure by the SDPI. Remember who the SDPI is, viewers. It is the political wing of the NIA designated terror organization called the PFI. The SDPI said, remove the bow and arrow and the symbol of Hanuman from street lights in Gangavati. The order was revoked. Quickly the government said, okay, we'll remove it, but they revoked their own order only after national outrage, especially when we raised this issue on this show. On 22nd August 2024, Cong SDPI alliance defeated the BJP to win the Bantwal Town Cooperation election. Now tell me, viewers, if you're an ally with the SDPI and the SDPI is making such a hullabaloo over this decision, you will perhaps bow to pressure. And this alliance is despite SDPI being linked to the banned terror organization PFI. February 2024, Congress Karnataka state government officially invited Natasha Kaul. Ms. Kaul has supported, quote, pro-separatist line, unquote, and, quote, anti-India narrative, unquote, on Kashmir. I'm not saying this, viewers. The government of India says it. And you can just go to her timeline on Twitter, etc. December 2023, promise by Siddaramaiah to revoke Karnataka's hijab ban in educational institutions. What is the fact? He's making this pledge despite the Supreme Court delivering a split verdict in October 2022 on the constitutional challenge to hijab ban imposed on educational institutions in Karnataka. He actually doesn't have the locus standi right now. 15 December 2023, the Karnataka Congress MLA Prasad Abaya proposes to rename Mysore Airport after Tipu Sultan. The fact is that Tipu Sultan's legacy is up for review on account of atrocities on Hindus and his bigotry. Let's ask some questions. Sudha Halkai, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, is here with us. Karan Verma is here with us. Kamru Chaudhary is here with us. Mr. Chaudhary, I want to ask you a question. Fine, the Muslim community had a problem, and if you want to take everyone along, then okay, the government should respect sentiments. I accept that point of view. For a moment, let me accept it. Though I don't, viewers, but for the sake of argument, I'm accepting it. Then can I ask you, sir, K.S. Bhagwan, who is an individual who has repudiated the Hindu faith, rejected rituals of the Hindu faith, he won the Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award in 2015. It was given by the Congress government. Obviously, Hindu sensibilities didn't matter. Then Mr. Kalburgi, the late Mr. Kalburgi, in 2013 he wins the Basava Puruskara, again given by the Congress government. Again, viewers, Mr. Kalburgi unfortunately condemnably assassinated by Hindu radicals because they said that he was preaching hate against the Hindu faith. Viewers, the uproar etc. did not dissuade the Congress then giving him this award. So Kamru Chaudhary, why does one community get preference or their sensitivities get preference over another? Simple question.
Rahul, one incident that just now that you were quoting in your start, I believe as a congressman there was a massive error in judgment of the officials who selected this principal Ramakrishna to get this award as the best principal of the state. And I don't deny this, because such a person who was begotten from the first step itself in implementing the Karnataka BJP's a communal diktat, rather I can say, in removing the hijab of school going children. So that's one part of it. And the most important part of it, you see, despite the already 2 to 3 years that the Karnataka Congress is ruling Karnataka, the deradicalization process of the government official is yet to take a long time.
Mr. Chaudhary,
yes,
I asked you a question.
Let me complete.
I asked you a question. You can complete. No. I just want to ask you the question that I posed to you. Fine, I agree with you. For argument's sake, let's say that the Muslim community would have been upset. And yes, because the Chief Minister wants to carry all sections of the community along with him, he decides now, or his government decides, I don't know if he has done personally or not, but his government decides to withdraw the award. Fine, okay, for a moment, for argument's sake, let's accept it. But I'm asking you, sir, then, why was Mr. K.S. Bhagwan, the late Mr. Kalburgi given awards when you know that the Hindu community had a real problem with it? They also reacted the same way, but they were given awards. Why?
No, I told you there is an error in judgment. Such decisions are not taken by the Chief Minister.
No, I'm asking you.
Out here.
I'm asking
there
you.
Are officials
I'm asking you, sir. I'm asking you. Why weren't fine? Forget the error. Now they corrected the error. They've withdrawn the award. Okay. Yes. They've corrected the error. But I'm asking you, why didn't they correct the error with Mr. Bhagwan and Mr. Kalburgi?
No, if Rahul, such a case, I believe it should be corrected.
Oh, it should be corrected. Viewers, it should be. One award in 2015, one award in 2013. And let me tell you, Padma Award was given to M.F. Hussain. Viewers, there was massive backlash from Hindu community because they said you're giving an award to a painter that has painted Hindu goddesses in objectionable postures. Then viewers, the UPA did not, then hang on, the UPA had no problems. But when we talk about creative expression, 1 second madam, when we talk about creative expression, they had a real problem with Salman Rushdie. Two greats, viewers, one a great artist with paint, one with words. One's books not published, one put on a pedestal. How does this work, viewers? Both the Congress government's actions, viewers. Now you tell me, who is exercising the veto power? Yes, BJP, Sudha Halkai, please come in. Tell me,
Rahul,
why is this happening?
You have quoted the facts. You have very well quoted the facts. The thing is that today in Karnataka, it is absolutely the sinister design of the deep states. And I will tell you, today Karnataka is absolutely in a nightmare where the present Congress government is run by and scripted and directed by these fringe elements, by these radicalists, and absolutely they are performing and playing according to that.
Okay.
Whoever is close to the Congress government, whoever is along with the appeasement politics, in the path of appeasement politics, they are awarded here. It is absolutely very clear.
It is absolutely clear.
Take it from the...
Karan Verma, let me ask you then. You see, Kamru Chaudhary talks about errors of judgment. Now, the SDPI, many people compare it to some of the Hindu fringe organizations. Yet the Congress has an alliance with the SDPI. Is that not an error of judgment, Karan Verma? Had the BJP tied up with an so-called equivalent organization, which I have not come across though, because the SDPI is really a brutal fringe organization, really radical. But even if you were to say that they take in or give a ticket to somebody who's accused of bigotry, etc., there would have been a meltdown. But here, The Congress comes out and says we have an alliance with SDPI, we won an election with them.
So, Rahul, I'm actually not surprised. I mean, that's been the tradition of the Congress party. They've capitulated in front of radical Islamists right from the days of Shah Banu. So, to appease this vote bank, and it's so clear in every study that in Karnataka, it was one-sided. The vote of the Muslim community was one-sided, and they're all out to appease them. Whether it's Siddaramaiah standing in Hubli and saying, I have to allot you 10,000 crores. I mean, such a statement. Whether it's 1,000 crores worth schemes that have come, or the grants to the Waqf board, the grants to various minority welfare schemes, that's been clear. Whether it's inclusion of the entire Muslim community in OBC. I mean, bringing back the 4% reservation for the Muslims within the OBC. So their pattern is very, very clear. They are bowing down before SDPI, which is a political front, as you rightly said, of a banned organization, PFI. So, I mean, today it's there for people to see that they will bow before radical Islamists, they'll bow before terrorists. They're ready to divide every possible.
They're ready to
A lot
go
of
to any extent,
misinformation
Rahul.
is being
They're
Ms.
ready
Halkai
your
wants to
channel
come
right
in.
now.
1 second. Mr. Chaudhary, I began with you, gave you a lot of time. Ms. Halkai wants to come in. Yes.
Rahul, they are ready to go to any extent. Take it from the pro-Pakistani slogans in the very temple of the constitution that is in the assembly. Then coming to Hanuman Chalisa chants, where the owner of the shops were assaulted. Then coming to the Kannada heroine who was speaking in Kannada and she was assaulted because of that. And now there is Mr. Ivan D'Souza, the MLC of the Congress, who says that he threatens the people of Karnataka and the governor of the Karnataka that Karnataka will be in the state of Bangladesh. This is only because of the appeasement.
So let me ask you, Mr. Chaudhary, for vote bank, the BJP says you will even murder merit in this particular case. The person is meritorious.
Absolutely.
That's why you decided to give him the award in the first place. Khap to nahi aaya tha kisi ko, someone dreamt it
He
up.
was just performing
No,
his
that's
duty,
how
which was formulated by
I
the
wanted to
government.
interfere out here on the way the fake news are being spread across through your channel.
Oh, I see.
First and foremost, Sudha
fake
madam
news
here
regarding what?
says
Regarding
that
removal of the
I'm
lamp
telling
post is
you,
also
you
fake
will
news?
eat back your words, ma'am. Just 2 seconds. Nasir Hussain Zindabad was being projected as Pakistan
No,
Zindabad.
please. That was
And
actually fact checked. I'm sorry, I'm stopping you there,
No,
Mr.
that
Chaudhary.
is not
No,
fact-checked.
please. This
That
was
is
proven.
not
In fact, the
fact-checked,
Congress
Rahul.
apologized.
Rahul,
Viewers, this is
second
absolute
fact-check.
lies.
Second
This
fact-check.
was actually
Second
tested.
fact-check. I'm telling you,
No,
second
please.
fact-check.
I have to
Congress
lower your
does
fader.
not
I'm
have
sorry,
any
Mr.
right.
Chaudhary. I don't like to do it, but tonight you are trying to now twist the facts in such a way, Mr. Chaudhary. You're twisting the facts in such a way that you're denying what was proven. Yes, Mr.
I
Chaudhary.
told you, Rahul, they can go to any extent.
That's a
They can go
himself
to any
said.
extent.
That's a lie. If anybody
Oh
has
my
said
God.
that, will be
I think,
rotting
Karan, if
in
you
jail.
just Google, you
There
will
is
find
not
it. You
a
can hold up your
separate
phone,
job.
in
That is
fact,
the
in
way
30
lies are
seconds.
being
Let
spread
me
in
tell
this
you, viewers,
country.
this is an absolute fabrication of Mr. Kamru Chaudhary's imagination. Those slogans were chanted. The forensic labs came out with a proper match. And then, viewers, then the supporters as well as the person whose supporters were there actually came out and tendered an apology.
And
This
they're
was
on
well-
bail today, Rahul.
This was well recognized. And Mr. Chaudhary is now even denying that, saying this is fake news. Well, viewers, Google yourself, check it. I'll take a short break. Lots more coming up with Anand Narasimhan on the right stand.
Well, I just heard the first shot go off, and everybody just looked to the door, and I didn't think much of it. I thought it was just like a loud bang, you know. I just thought maybe someone made a noise or something to scare someone. And then I think 3 other shots went off, and then that's when I looked, and then everybody started looking around, and so we went to hide, and more shots went off. I heard.
When you say you went to hide, what happens then?
Well, we went to hide behind, the way my class is like built, there's like a wall kind of in a corner that's like, it's like a little theater kind of, and so we just hid behind that wall. And I heard people yelling. I heard this man yelling, you know, for someone to get down and put their hands in the air and stuff like that. Then it went quiet. more shots went off, and then I think maybe 20 minutes after that, police came in to clear out the room, and you know, everybody put their hands up.
I suspect going that's
Well, I'm just hoping that no one is hurt, but I mean, with the amount of shots that went off and how it went all quiet, you know, I mean, I was just scared for other people, and I was like really hoping everybody was okay. I texted all my friends, I texted my mom, made sure everybody was okay, everybody that I knew. And we were all just sitting there really quiet. Everybody was texting their parents to check them out and stuff. And then finally the police came in again, and they brought us out to the fields. And in my hall there was a lot of like clothes, there was like lost shoes and stuff. It smelled really weird.
We were just finished with like our warm-ups, and out of nowhere, just like we were about to start tuning our instruments, and so our teacher had the screen on, and then all of a sudden the screen just like it turned red and it said hard lockdown, and we all kind of just sat there confused. And then we have like a light in the very middle of the band room, and I had never known what that was for. And so our teacher, Mr. Muldrow, he just kind of like, he was like, get in the uniform room, and that was like the room farthest, you know, from the doors. I remember as soon as like Mr. Muldrow said like get in the uniform room, I just like, I don't know, I kind of like turned off for a second, and I just got like all shaky and I got really scared, and I just kind of like, we went into the uniform room and everybody was crowded in there, and like as soon as I got in there I just kind of like started crying, and I was in there praying, and it was a lot. I think the drills, it's like you don't really have that sense of like, oh my gosh, something's about to happen, you know? Like you're kind of just sure about what's gonna happen. Like this is, doing drills in school, I think it's kind of like second nature now. Because, I mean, they're necessary. So I feel like that compared to like the real thing that happened today, I don't know. It was just like a complete rush of like panic in there, and I kind of didn't know what to think at first.
About our day, and then like the first shot you're gonna hear is like pop pop, and then after that like our teacher went to like spy out the window. It's just like everybody get down, and then you can hear like pop 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 pop, like just going off. And then after that, like after a while, like, and then you can like see, you can hear like an authority figure like saying like put it down or get it down. And then when we were getting like walked out, I saw like a whole lot of blood, and it was just horrible. We were just told not to look and get down, so I didn't really see nothing, and I just heard a lot. I wasn't really like counting because I was like in shock, so like my mind wasn't really at like how long have we been here, or just like when are we gonna get out, like are we gonna be safe, or it's just what's gonna happen, like am I safe, I'm safe. I just kept on like telling myself that I'm okay, and then I texted my mom, I was like, I'm okay. It was just about me being safe and like my classmates being safe, and wondering if like all my other friends and like people that I knew was safe. I feel like a lot safer now that I'm home and not here, which is, I don't think I want to be like here like for like a long time now.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Co-powered by I still don't believe this is real. Like, I knew a girl that got shot in her leg, and it really broke me because she was like a sister to me, and I don't know how to react to it.
I need you to set aside all those things you're feeling that have got you tied up like that.
I was walking back to class, and I heard gunshots and banging on the locker in the hallway, and I was banging on my classroom door, and luckily my teacher was right there about to turn off the light and let me in, and I ran in and I slid it with the other students, and it was just very scary. I didn't really think it was happening. I thought it was just like a procedure.
To allow God to call us towards unity. We take this opportunity to allow God to call us towards love.
There's going to be 4 families tonight who don't, someone's not going to be home with them tonight. So yeah.
Attitudes that weren't, let us begin to change so that we can be agents of mercy. And know your strength.
I'm still in contact with many of my teachers who are the most amazing people I've ever met, and I was devastated that this would be Appalachia's legacy.
It's hard to comprehend. It doesn't even go through. That something like so unbelievable yet plausible would happen here in our town. So I mean, and then after that just follows devastation for those who were affected.
Questions that we want answered. We want to see justice done. We want to see right. Unknown to those of us who live it, and yet we find it precious. And today, evil has stepped in.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. An illegal mosque in the Sanjoli region of Shimla triggered massive protests earlier in the day. Protests intensified over the structure at the Sanjoli region, which had now gone up to about 5 stories. There was huge anger among the locals over this structure, and this after there was an incident of violence that happened with a local getting up to 14 stitches on its head after some of the denizens of this mosque entered into a fight with this person. Now, the locals came out onto the streets and demanded immediate demolition of this structure. BJP, Hindu Sangatans, the locals in that Sanjoli region, all came out and said, why is this illegal structure still standing? Demolition. This structure has been there since 2010, where it was a small nondescript structure that was built over land which was in dispute in the courts. The civic body commissioner has already called the construction illegal. There have been multiple times that notices have been sent about this. But slowly, through the years, especially in the COVID period and between 2020 and 2023, this structure suddenly became a